Boom. Hey internets, this episode of Collabo, we're talking 88 Rising and Guest Sport. Lego. So for this segment, I actually don't have a lot of visuals of the actual clothing line, which is weird, but this is all very notable and I'm gonna tell you why. 88 Rising, if you don't know, is a New York-based music label, but I think they're a company of note because they're so modern in the way they approach what a music label has been defined as the past. They run it the way you should be doing it in year like 2020 and beyond. They treat themselves as a brand. So it's actually a good case study for all of my clothing company people that normally watch my channel. 88 Rising acts as its own entity, which it should, because in a music label now, music in general is similar to fashion where it's getting disrupted all the time. Many acts are going independently and they can, and so I think they're privy to that, and they're very intelligent about knowing that there's choice when it comes to artists, and so you have to pivot in terms of what you're providing for an artist, right? So, and if you do act as your own brand and you stand on your own 2 feet, you have your own audience, your own demographic. Artists can come and go, but you remain to have a social media platform in place and an audience in place. That's why I love 88 Rising. Now, I got put on to 88 Rising from one of their artists, Rich Brian. Rich Brian is an amazing rapper. He's hella Asian, and one of his first breakout singles on YouTube was Dat Stick, and it's not actually the video of Dat Stick that caught me. There was a reaction video, and I'll put a link to it below because it's honestly amazing and hilarious and super entertaining. It got tons of views. I mean, Dat Stick at the point that I'm recording this has 127 million views, but the reaction video is super entertaining just because he's an Asian rapper, you know what I'm saying? He's a slim dude, but in the video, he's wearing a pink polo and he's wearing a fanny pack. Now, as I'm recording this, every brand I know has a hip pack or a fanny pack or a shoulder bag, which is basically a fanny pack. Back in 2016, however, other rappers were going at him for his look being so different than the sound, because the sound of Rich's voice is very deep and it just sounds like he looks like a different person, so it's very ironic in that way. And 88 Rising kind of putting an artist out like this kind of defines it for me, where they're kind of taking these acts that have a huge following social media wise, but I mean, we're talking about 2016 still. There's a lot of labels that are more traditional that wouldn't know how to address an artist like Rich Brian and maybe some of the other acts that are on the label, but for them to push it in the forefront and then actually kind of tripling down on knowing in a viral type of way there's a formula here to work with this artist, it really helps move the culture forward in terms of knowing that there is a place and there is commercial value for sure for tons of artists like this. And so for me, digital hometown hero, not only for 88 Rising, but that type of artist. So I'm definitely a fan of Rich Brian. So that brought me to 88 Rising. They are doing a collab with Guest Sport, like I said, has done a relaunch of sorts, and they're dealing with a lot of really dope brands to collab with. And so 88 Rising, this is actually their second. I missed the first one. I'm going to show you some visuals right now on hbx.com. You can see their collaboration in 2018, and this is obviously 60s inspired. Everything is heavy tie-dye, so a very psychedelic type collection. Obviously printables, soft goods, you have sweats, a lot of knits here and things that can be worn very comfortably at a festival. I don't know if you see what I did there, but I'm making my segue into the festival. So in order to launch off the second collaboration with 88 Rising and Guest, they're doing it by doing their second annual, I'm just saying annual, I'm guessing it's annual, Head in the Clouds Festival. And so selling the merch for this capsule or this collection is going to be at the festival. So the launch of it will be there. I'm sure they're gonna sell it online after. But again, I've spoke about this before, where these guys are two entities, right? Two companies, and they're coming together in an event. And within the event is where you're gonna be able to get the merchandise first. It's a brilliant way to kind of launch and sell the items because you're giving exclusivity and you're putting an experience around it for the person who's buying, and that breeds an opportunity for them to then post it on social media and create more virality towards the drop of the product. So all of that make it notable for us to kind of pub on the channel, so I definitely wanted to give a shout out to it. So as for now, all we have is the one image, and this is linked to the Hypebeast article that kind of put me onto it, so that's going to be in the descriptions. But this one image of a striped shirt with embroidery treatment on the front of it, and I see a hip pack as well. So once that drops, I'm sure I'll cover it on the channel fully so we can see the actual collection, but notable in the way that they're dropping it and introducing it to the public. So any questions, any comments, any things that you want to add to the conversation, drop it all down below. Like if you like, sub if you love, hit that bell for notifications, and follow me on social media when you guys get the chance. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.